Ladies and gentlemen, to those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse.
Welcome! Normal service has been resumed. We are coming straight out of the Madhouse HQ on 66.6 FM Madhouse Radio. We are, as always, your humble and faithful radio DJs. My name is Jimmy, and over there's Joey.
Hi, Jimmy, coming to you straight with our new film, Pontypool.
Pontypool. It's not about a caravan park in Wales.
No, and we don't have voices as silky smooth as that man.
I don't know.
Mazzy,
yeah, Grant Mazzy. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not actually.
So this film that we are doing today is Pontypool 2008, screenplay written by Tony Burgess, who based it on his own book Pontypool Changes Everything, directed by Bruce MacDonald.
Lovely. And it was done in the sort of, like, he wanted it to be like the War of the Worlds radio play. Am I right?
Yes, yep.
And it is, because I don't think you need pictures. You can just listen to it.
You could. I think initially it was meant to be just that sound wave on screen while everything else happened.
Oh.
And it ended up being a radio show and a film.
Fuck.
So, but I have a bit more information on that somewhere down. Not much more than that, just times. But there you go. Yeah.
Did it make a lot of money, this film? I don't think it did.
No, it doesn't seem to have been much of a financial success at all. I saw small figures and didn't believe them, so I double-checked elsewhere, and it seems to be true.
Oh, because I saw the small figures, and I thought, no, they're missing some zeros off this.
I thought that, but I've looked in a couple more places, and it seems to be the same everywhere. It was made on a relatively small budget in the first place, but a small budget in films is $1.5 million. Only made $1,500 on its opening weekends, what I saw. Is that what you saw?
That's what I saw, yeah, and I thought they'd missed a couple of zeros off.
Yeah, grossed just $32,000 worldwide. That's in a cinema run, by the way. That's what these figures come off. So that's within however long it's at the cinemas, 2 months. But that's still really bad.
That's just 2008, so people are still going to the cinema in 2008. Do you know what I mean? It's not
to
all
see
downloads.
This film.
Well, apparently not. But it's not all downloads, do you know what I mean? Nowadays, you don't have to leave your house to go to the cinema.
No. But
this was a simpler time, 2008. It was my heyday, 2007, 2008.
Really?
Yeah, boy.
I think
early 20s. Yeah.
I was 20. I think 20. Yeah. Anyway, it was these figures are come off of cinema sales. So even something that came out now, I think its figures will be on cinema sales, which will skew things because Netflix and other places do stuff straight to their platform now.
Yes.
So I don't know how they'll figure that out because you don't buy a ticket.
No.
To go and see that. So how do you figure out its gross or its worth? Anyway, I have no idea how Pontypool has sold in the 10 years or so since then in terms of DVD sales or licensing agreements with streaming like Prime or Netflix. But $32,000 is a bad cinema run.
Yeah, shit.
On a film that cost $1.5 million.
Yes, and this is a good film.
It is. It's not like it didn't deserve to do better.
Yeah.
So, are we going to go on to a plot slot?
Yeah. I think we should warn the listeners that there's probably going to be some terrible, terrible Canadian accents. Can you do a Canadian accent?
No, I can do a Southern American accent. It's probably the best I can get on with there, Jimmy.
Right, that's terrible then. That's the wrong part of town, isn't it? What's that all about?
I was going to say, it's a lot further away than, yeah. I thought you were going Scottish then. I've no idea why. No, I'm on a boot.
No, a boot. They don't say A at the end of everything as well.
Oh, yeah. I can do the generic things. I just can't do it in the right accent.
I spent a bit of time in Ontario, and
was that in your heyday by any chance?
It was actually,
yeah.
Yeah, f*** you. Yeah, it was, yeah. And you kind of you do naturally sort of pick up the accent.
Yeah, I am an accent picker-upper.
Yeah, after you're there for quite a while, then you start doing it, and you start putting the A on everything at the end. of everything.
Okay.
Like we're going for a drink, eh?
Yeah.
A drink, eh? What's a drink, eh? I'll have a drink, eh? You got a drink, eh?
Do you want a drinky, eh?
Yeah. I would just walk over here, eh? Eh? What?
But you get used to it, do you?
Yeah, you get used to it.
I'm the only person in my entire family not born in Yorkshire, and I have distant family in Bristol. And if I ever go spend time in any of those places for a week or a bit more, I come back talking shit. It doesn't make sense to anyone that knows me.
Right. Are we going to do a timer this week?
Yeah, I think it's about time we bring back the time. It's tradition.
Yeah, normal service.
We don't care about it anymore, but we're going to carry on doing it for tradition's sake. Right. Okay, I'm going to start and you're going to go, okay?
Yeah. Where am I going?
Yep. Plot slot.
In the small town of Pontypool, Ontario, former shock jock turned radio announcer Grant Massey drives through a blizzard on his way to work. When poor visibility forces him to stop his car, an underdressed woman appears on the road, startling him. Grant calls out to her, but she disappears into the storm, ominously repeating his words and visually disturbing him. Shut it. Grant eventually arrives at the radio station where he works with technical assistant Laurianne Drummond and station manager Sydney Breyer.
As the morning proceeds, Grant's on-air persona irritates Sydney. They get a report from their helicopter reporter, Ken Loney, which Sydney reveals to Grant is a man on a hill with sound effects mimicking a helicopter. Awesome.
Yeah.
About a possible riot at the office of a Dr. Mendez. He describes a scene of chaos and carnage that results in numerous deaths.
We should just mention that Grant rocks up, gets into his studio, the woman passes him a bottle of Scotch.
Yeah, and he'll wax it in his coffee.
Wax it in his coffee. That's how I'd like to do a radio show.
I would love to have a job where that's how you start the day.
After Ken is unexpectedly cut off, the group tries to confirm his report, but their witnesses are disconnected before they can put them on the airwaves. Ken calls back and reports that he has found the infected son of a well-known citizen nearby who is mumbling to himself. Before Ken can hear what the son is saying, the call is again cut off, this time by a startling transmission of garbled French, which is literally should just be French.
Yeah.
Because it's all garbled, isn't it?
It is if you don't speak it. The transmission
Bloody
is an
French.
instruction to remain indoors, not to use terms of endearment, phrases that conflict or the English language. And I'm sorry, but the French have been pushing that for a long time. Nothing about the disease.
Right.
Pontypool is declared to be under quarantine. Ken then manages to call back, this time enough for Grant and the women to hear the infected son's mumbling, which is nothing but mummy. That's mummy. For
Mummy.
our English listeners, which most of you are, in a child's voice. In confusion and disbelief, Grant tries to leave the station, but a horde of people attack, and Grant, Sydney, and Laurel Ann lock themselves in. Meanwhile, Laurel Ann, that's really hard to say,
Laurel Ann.
Laurel
Yeah, it
Ann
is.
begins demonstrating erratic behaviour. She fixates on the word missing, repeating it over and over, then imitates the sound of a boiling kettle. That's a freaky moment. She held that note really well for a long time.
Yeah.
Dr. Mendez enters the studio and Grant, Sydney and Mendez lock themselves in Grant's sound booth.
I just want to quickly go back to the transmission from the French, the Canadian French.
Yes.
So they go through that saying in terms of endearment, phrases
Yeah.
properly. And then at the very end, they say, do not try and translate this message.
Yes.
So Laurel Ann translates the message, and surely you'd put at the start of your service announcement, do not translate this message.
Yeah. It's like putting at the bottom of a tube of Pringles, do not eat these Pringles.
Yeah.
You've already eaten the bloody Pringles
Yes.
to read the message.
Now, I have a massive dislike for the French Canadians.
Why?
I just think they're twats.
Every single one.
Pretty much, yes.
What's the story behind your hatred? For there's got to be a
story.
source. Yeah?
There is a story, but I'm not going to bring it up
Oh.
on here. I'm just going to tell you that they are all twats.
Okay. I'm going to try and get that out of you when we're not on a timer.
Mendez explains his theory. Somehow a virus has found its way into the human language, infecting certain words, and only certain words infect certain people. Once these infected words are said and understood, the virus takes hold of the host. As he explains, Laurel Ann repeatedly slams against the sound booth window, chewing off her lower lip.
Ouch.
And splattering blood with each attack. We've all been there. We've done some pills, haven't we? Ken calls in again, and while on the air, he also succumbs to the apparent virus, repeating the word sample.
So, someone's giving them free samples of pills and they're taking one too many.
Yes.
Basically.
Probably, yeah. They're chewing their faces off, isn't it?
Sample. And then, the grinding of the lip.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're sat in the corner with your hands in a bowl of boiling water. Loving life.
Is there a story there as well?
Yes, there is.
2 stories we need to get out of here in this episode. Outside the booth, Laurel Ann opens her mouth and vomits a large amount of blood and gore before falling down dead. Mendez suspects this has happened since Laurel Ann failed to pass the infection onto a new host. The horde then breaks into the radio station, attacking the sound booth. Sydney records a loop of Grant saying, "Sydney Briar is alive," and plays it over the station's outdoor loudspeaker as a diversion to lead the mob away. Dr. Mendez begins to repeat the word breathe, but immediately begins speaking in Armenian, which stifles but not eliminates the symptoms. Mendez surmises that it is only the English language that was affected by the virus. Grant and Sydney speak in French, leave him alone in the booth, and they are nearly killed when the recording fails and the mob returns, but Mendez successfully lures them away from the studio.
Yeah, fair play.
Save their lives.
Feeling guilty for killing an infected young girl. I also want to touch on this point. I wouldn't have felt guilty about killing this girl.
Okay.
Because she turned up to she turned up in a troupe, didn't she? They were singing troupe,
Yes.
and they were clearly all white, but they blacked up.
Oh, yeah.
And she was proper, like, had it on brown.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have felt that bad.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that.
Yeah, it was dodgy.
Sydney begins to succumb to the word kill. Grant then attempts to disinfect Sydney by convincing her that the word kill now means kiss. Dirty old man, we know what you're thinking. He urges her to repeat kill is kiss.
What does snow lob mean?
Kill is kiss over and over again. And her symptoms subside. She tells Grant to kill her. He then proceeds to kiss her. Yes. Armed with knowledge on how to stop the virus, the pair go on air, spouting a series of non-contradictory and confusing phrases to help their infected listeners, ignoring warnings from the authorities who are trying to get them off the air, while an amplified voice from outside counts down from 10. Sydney joins Grant in the booth, and they kiss once again. Dirty old man. As the countdown finishes, the screen goes dark, and the credits roll.
Audio Vox pops and broadcasts play over the credits, reporting further outbreaks of the virus, suggesting that the quarantine has failed. After the credits, the scene shifts to a radically different view, a stylized black and white version of Grant and Sydney in what looks like a Far Eastern atmosphere. As Grant describes his plan to get out of here, the picture gradually shifts into colour, and the scene makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird ending.
Usually a post-credit scene adds a little bit more to the story. This seemed like maybe they just had been pissing around with some stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple more films though, isn't there? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that because it turns out that the infection has now got the whole world, hasn't it? It's been broadcast through radio, and it's reached all over the place. So I don't know how they're gonna. Are they fighting? I don't know why they've got guns, and I don't know why they're suddenly badasses. Maybe we need to read the book.
Yeah, or watch the next films.
Watch the next films.
I'm guessing that BBC reporter had something to do with it.
Oh, did he?
Only because he was broadcasting and talking to them, so it was taking that local radio station international.
Oh, yes.
I don't know anything about the next film or the book, but that's my prediction.
Okay, because I think that Grant... Oh, we've done the plot slot, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And we have 19 seconds left now, so we killed it.
Okay, I think I'll talk about the ending in the next little bit.
Okay. So it's time, listeners, for us to go over to Ken Loney in his Sunshine Chopper, and he can tell us his frights and delights.
Frights and delights.
Here we go with frights and delights. We can't get hold of Ken in the Sunshine Chopper, so we're going to have to deal with Joe instead.
Well, I'll do
Right
what I
here.
can. I'm no Ken Loney, sat in my car on a hill, and I don't have any helicopter sound effects. But I do have some frights and delights.
Oh.
So my first one's a delight we've already kind of touched on. I'll do it anyway. Pontypool was not just a film. It was also made into a radio broadcast that came in at 58 minutes long. While I was watching this, early on, I was thinking of the Orson Welles broadcast of War of the Worlds. That was a retelling of H.G. Wells' original story. It was done from the perspective of a radio station receiving news of the Martian attack in real time. At the time, the War of the Worlds radio drama caused a mass panic, as people who tuned into the broadcast after the intro, which stated it was fictional, panicked, believing there was an actual attack. Pontypool was influenced by that radio drama. That's why there was also a radio broadcaster version, because that's what they were originally kind of going to do, and possibly where the idea of a radio broadcaster telling the kind of story as it unfolds came from.
Yeah, how'd you get away with that?
With what?
Like putting out a radio broadcast that is a play, but you want it to seem real.
It stated at the beginning
Yeah.
what you were about to hear is fictional. Although, and then people tuned into the radio,
Yeah.
and it was partly someone going, "Oh yes, we're just coming in with new news of another object coming down from space and landing in a field. It's now opening," and everyone was kind of invested.
Yeah, that's brilliant, but how would you... I'm literally asking, how would you go about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, right, okay, I've got this great radio play, I want to put it out there, I want to make it seem like it's real. How are we going to fool people? Because you can't get f***ing Chris Moyles to do it, could you? Do you know what I mean?
Chris Moyles did it.
Did he?
I remember my brother recorded. Chris Moyles did like a spoof of it.
Oh, okay. Or...
That's weird that you said Chris.
Yeah, I know. It was the first radio DJ that I thought of. Oh, okay. Like, cause you couldn't play Mazzy doing his playing this over here to try and fool English people, because you go, who the is this DJ? Do you know what I mean? You'd have to get what's that annoying twat on Radio 1.
Oh, I've no idea now. I'm over 30, Jimmy.
That's true. Okay. Well, you couldn't get. Oh, okay. You couldn't get Zoe Ball. If you got Zoe Ball to do it, I might believe it.
Yeah, but I don't think they were trying to trick people. It was just a radio drama.
Oh, they should try and trick people.
Well, yeah, we'll. Oh no! What's that coming in the door?
Oh my God! It's a dwarf with its trousers down.
Are you the that doesn't like small people?
Yes.
Anyway, I reckon we fooled absolutely zero people there.
Nope.
Right, you going with a fright or a delight?
I think the whole film is a delight. It's very clever that it's done more with language than it is with visual.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that the virus turns out to be carried by language as well as, say, being in the air or being bitten or something like that. And I thought that's very, very clever. It's different. It's a different take on the zombie film.
Yeah, and also the infectious disease film.
Yeah. I wanted to look up real things about diseases that were carried through language, and there aren't any.
Would you think it was also meant to be like a social commentary on shit being spread through language and language being like abused to get away with saying things without really saying? I mean, it's 2008, so it's before the explosion of social media that we have now.
That's true, yeah. That's true, yeah.
Because so much viral shit just spreads through language.
Yeah.
So maybe they weren't going for that, though. It was 2008. I got my first and only Facebook account.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
My first viral disease. I'll never forget it. Yeah, it is a good film. The very first idea for the film was literally to have that sound wave at the beginning that we see at the start of the film. So when they were going to do the radio thing, and then it evolved into like just this sound wave on screen of Mazzy's voice the entire time. Sydney's voice would also be heard as the producer of the radio show, but Laurel Ann would only be mentioned.
Yes.
She wasn't going to be in it with an actual part.
Okay.
So I think the idea of just making it into a film probably spawned from that.
Yeah.
And instead of that one idea, we got 2 iterations on film and radio.
Okay. Laurel Ann. She is... I think there's something a bit fishy about her in this.
Okay.
Did you catch it?
No.
Because she's supposed to be a vet, isn't she?
Yeah.
Not a vet, like an army vet.
Yeah.
A veteran.
Yes.
And she was the homecoming
hero.
Homecoming hero of a parade at the parade in Pontypool. Pontypool. But then there's another bit down the line where they bring that bit up again, and she's a bit coy about it. Like she's I think she's not actually a vet. I think she's...
Maybe she is a animal vet.
Yeah, maybe.
And
she was a vet in
She didn't
Iraq.
want to correct him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
No, but tell you what I thought was strange. Although, thinking about it now, maybe it's not strange. But I'll tell you anyway.
Okay.
She's army trained.
Well, apparently she's army trained, yes.
Assuming she is.
Okay.
And she works in a sound studio.
Yes.
With lots of, I'm guessing, ability to manipulate sound. You would expect. We could do it here.
Yeah, you turn it up, you turn it down. It's volume, innit?
Yeah, but she could also make a beep sound. Like this. There'll be a beep there then. And why did she not start to use Morse code instead of the English language? Was she already screwed by the time they figured it out? I think she may have been.
Yeah, I think she may have been.
Maybe that's why they got rid of her early in the film. Oh yeah, she could just Morse code.
Yeah.
Without using language.
Yeah, but would anyone be able to understand her Morse code? Can you understand Morse code?
Yeah, there's the army all over the place, flying around, threatening to bomb the place, and
I know, but they're French Canadians. They don't give a shit.
Yes,
about
but she's
Canadian.
So you don't think they'd listen to Morse code?
Nah.
I gotta hear this story about your French Canadian nemesis.
All of them.
Or what's the plural of nemesis?
Nemesis.
Yeah, let's go with
Nemesis.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do another Fright or Delight. What are you going on with?
Okay, so I think that Mazzy gets infected right at the start.
Alright, yeah.
From the woman in the blizzard.
Yep.
I think that's where he gets it. I don't know where she's got it from.
There's a few times where he starts to lose it.
Yeah, there's a bit where he just loses his shit completely.
Don't you fuck with me!
That's it, and he goes fucking bonkers. Maybe the whiskey's kicked in. I don't know.
Also, when he hears the baby voice in the mouth, he literally starts going like a bit, a tiny baby.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
that.
yeah.
And then looking under his desk like he's looking for the baby.
Yeah. So I think maybe he's got a touch of it from that woman right at the start.
Maybe his talking on the radio, because is it not to use contradictory terms and stuff?
Yeah.
He's concentrating so much on not using contradictory terms because it's his job to make sense through language.
Yeah.
So maybe he's keeping it at bay himself.
There's also yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that is true. And then that's eventually why he figures it out
Yeah.
at the end.
I think we've got breaking news on this show here, Jimmy.
Yeah. What about Honey?
No, I'm alright, thanks.
Oh.
Honey the cat, yeah, he mentions him in the opening monologue.
Right at the start. We've all seen the posters, but of Honey the cat, but nobody's seen Honey.
Oh,
And
another
that's a
argument
term
for
of
him losing
endearment,
it
isn't
early is he keeps repeating the word Pontypool at the end of that.
Yes.
Is,
Oh,
yeah,
he
and
does.
it means Pantypoo or whatever, and he gets his way to describing the origin of the word
Yes.
Pontypool. He goes Pontypool, Pontypool, Pant, and he starts to lose it a bit, and then the film starts.
Yes. He's got it from the bloody start.
Maybe it's the source.
Well, no, it can't be the source because the woman in the blizzard. was
Yeah,
babbling.
I got carried away.
But he is definitely. I think he's definitely got it before he gets to the radio station.
Nice. I think that's a pretty good theory.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Okay, I've got something I've not.
First.
That-
First
means burst. First means burst. The director, Bruce McDonald, does not call his zombies in this film. He calls them conversationalists, which, let's face it, is a shit name.
I think that's a lovely little take on it.
The conversationalists.
Yeah.
I don't know why he has to call them anything. They don't call them anything in the film. I don't think they need a name.
That's probably just for him, though, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because they repeat everything that other people are saying, don't they?
Yeah, it's not a conversation. It's just a toddler tactic to annoy you.
Yes.
He says there's 3 stages to the disease contracted in the film. Firstly, you start repeating words, like Pontypool, Pontypool, but you don't know why. Then you become confused, unable to put sentences together properly. That's the phase I'm constantly on. The last stage is that you become so confused and fearful of your condition, you start to believe that the only way out of your situation is to chew your way through someone else's mouth.
Yeah.
I think I may have seen people with this condition in the early hours of the morning in Nottingham city centre. Just in doorways.
Yeah. It's just pills,
Just-
isn't it?
Talking about people making out.
Oh, making out. Yeah, I'm with you. I think you meant chewing their own face off,
And
not
worse.
chewing someone else's face off.
Yeah, no, that's just another level. Steve McHattie and Lisa Hull are married in real life.
Are they still married?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, he's done good. Punching.
Yeah. I believe they were married in... Which, this is weird. It's going to sound weird. The 1900s. That's because anywhere I looked, it just said 19 ... -0 s.
Okay.
So like no one knows what year, but it was before the millennium. So they were married during the making of this film.
Now, is he old?
Don't know.
Because he looks old.
He looks...
But does he look old and he's not old? Because
he could be anywhere from 48 to 78.
Because he looks quite leathered.
Yeah.
He's got a touch of the Crocodile Dundee about him.
Oh, I didn't even... Yeah. I didn't put that together before you said it.
And he started banging a young chick as well, didn't he?
Did he?
Crocodile Dundee, yeah, that blonde chick in the films.
Oh, in the film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Paul Hogan in real life. I don't know what Paul Hogan's up to.
Probably constantly pushing for him to make another Crocodile Dundee film.
Probably.
Have you got any more?
No.
I got 3 more.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I'm going to have a sip of the old...
This one's going to blow your little face-off.
Okay, brilliant.
The writer,
Little.
Tiny. I nearly said pretty, but let's face it.
Past that stage.
The writer, Tiny Burgess, was in the film.
Did you say tiny?
Or Tony. I said Tiny. Typo on my notes. That's his nickname.
Is he a
I won't
dwarf?
tell you why.
Is he a dwarf or a
Nope.
large man? Tiny.
Yeah, it's ironic. Anyway, do you want to have a guess? We'll do a little Jimmy quiz again.
Okay.
Who did Tiny play in Pontypool?
Who did Tony Burgess play in Pontypool?
Yes.
The woman at the start?
No?
Okay. There's not many other people in it. Oh, the little girl who blacked up.
No.
Ah, shoot.
Not even trying.
One of the Lawrences of Arabia.
Yes.
The singing people.
The man.
The man.
The blacked up man who was dressed horrendously as a suicide bomber. And I can't believe that happened. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I'm not even slightly sure why that was in the film. But I think I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird
Because
part.
you could have done anything and they chose to be a little bit racist.
Yeah.
And have a suicide bomber and be called Lawrence and the Arabians.
That's it. Lawrence and the Arabians, yeah.
It's so weird and bad and offensive it's funny, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was in Lawrence and the Arabians as a singer. Grant Mattersey even calls him by his real name, by the way, when they're in the sound booth. That was Tony Burgess.
Oh.
Hey. Okay, the name Pontypool has an interesting origin.
Okay.
Did you read any of this?
Nope.
Tony Burgess needed a cover photo of himself for his book, The Hell Mouths of Bewdley. He and his wife set off to Bewdley to get a shot of him on the docks with the sun setting, but on the way they realised they were going to miss the sunset, so they pulled over in the town they were to take the picture. The town they stopped in was called Pontypool. He was under pressure at the time to write a second novel, and he said, I owe Pontypool a book. And his next book was called Pontypool Changes Everything. I think that was the name.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Pontypool is not even a place in Ontario.
Is it not? Is it made up?
No, it's not made up. It's a place, I think, in the US.
Oh, okay.
But he wanted... I don't know why he chose to do it the way he did. Or they did, but they did.
It's
good
also
film.
in Wales, isn't it? Pontypool.
Yeah.
Oh!
What's occurring? So you did the accent. I just said, what's occurring?
Bryn! Oh! Where to you going? Where to you going?
That was better. That was better.
Thanks.
There's a shot towards the end of the film of a whiteboard. On this whiteboard there are two cherubs and some random words. Within this word jumble are the sentences always eat meat and gorgeous white death.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
Just
Just one to think about.
gorgeous white death. It's snowing. Everyone's dying and always eat meat. They're all eating each other, aren't they?
Yes, good point.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a, what do you call it, a little Easter eggy type thing they put in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've got no more.
Oh, okay.
Where are we going now?
Well, I think we're going to... well, why don't you take it away?
Maybe we should mosey on over to the master of the macabre.
Master of the Macabre.
Still no word from Ken Loney in the Sunshine Chopper, so we're going to hang around here for a little bit longer and we're going to choose our favourite honourable mentions and best performance, really, of Pontypool in this section we call Master of the Macabre. Over to Jimmy. Jimmy, you there? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Jimmy?
Hello?
Hey, Jimmy.
What?
We are on Master of the Macabre.
Sorry,
And
what?
you're Master of the Macabre, Jimmy.
BBC?
Sure.
It's 9:05.
Okay, we'll come back to Jimmy in a moment to get the line clear. Oh, we have Jimmy on the line again. I'm hearing we've got Jimmy on the line. Jimmy!
Joey!
Hi.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, just about.
Master of the Macabre.
Okay.
Who have you got?
Master of the Macabre.
Yes.
What, for the top slot, or...?
No, let's drop the act and go for honourable mentions now.
Okay. The actress who played Laurel Ann. You told me to be her name.
Georgina Riley.
Georgina Riley.
Yes.
I think she was a good sound engineer. I think there was something wrong with her though. I think there was something up. I don't think she was a real soldier. And I liked it when she kept running into the glass.
Yeah, that
Insight.
takes a bit. Yeah, Jimmy's insights there.
Thanks.
I liked the face planting.
Yeah.
Well, my honour is that your choice?
No, that's just an honourable mention.
Okay, so I would like to propose something
Okay.
that's never happened before on the Master of the Macabre or the Madhouse at all. I couldn't decide between Stephen McHattie or Lisa Houle, who played Grant Mazzy and Sydney.
Right.
So I was wondering if we have a joint medal.
What?
Have a joint,
got
yeah,
time.
just have a joint. And then we'll
time.
talk about it later. No, I was proposing a duo, 2 winners.
Oh, okay.
Share the medal.
Christ. Share it.
They're both, I mean, we can pick one, but I can't pick one. You'll have to pick one because I thought they were both amazing. The only reason Stephen had anything on her was because of this type of voice.
Yeah, he's got that. He is an old duffer, but he is quite a good-looking old duffer.
And he's got some charisma.
Yeah, and he likes to drink a whiskey while he's doing his talking on the microphone thing.
But she was really good. They played off each other very well.
Yeah, I think that was good.
And-
were they married?
Yeah.
Were they married at the time they did
Yep.
this? Oh, okay.
So what do you pick one or pick both? I'm leaving it up to you.
What's Ken? What's Ken got to say? What's Ken Loney got to say about this?
Ken's dead.
Oh shit. Let's give it them both.
Joint winners of the Master of the Macabre.
Yes.
The reason I think that's justified is they play off each other so well. It's almost the reaction to the other person's acting as well. I'm guessing they read lines a lot together.
Yeah.
And so I don't think without the other one, each one is as good as they were.
Yes, I like his sort of bit of a playboy style he's got as well.
Yeah.
Like when he goes in to try and cure her. Like you could think of any other word that kill could be.
Yeah.
Kill is peach.
Spill.
Kill is spill. Kill is flower. Kill is
Bill. I think I had to rhyme.
clock. Does it?
Ah.
Okay.
No, it had to be something that you distract yourself with. So kill
oh.
is kiss kind of makes sense.
Kill is drill. Kill is drill. But he's gone kill is kiss. Kill is kiss because he wants to get his rocks off. So
Venus is
genus.
Yeah.
So fair play that. 10 out of 10 for effort.
Yeah.
Did
Play
it?
until the end.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Stephen McHattie and Lisa Houle. I think you're getting your names right. So, no medals coming towards you because they don't exist. But if we had the money and the finances, we would.
Yeah, and send it to the same address, isn't it?
So
That saves on costs.
Send one medal with both names on it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Winning.
where are we going now, Jimmy?
Oh, I think we're going to take a little bit of time and we're going to go over to the Madhouse rating system.
The Madhouse rating system.
I mean, this is getting a little bit worrying now. We still have not heard from Ken up in the Sunshine Chopper. I don't know what we can do about this situation. If you've seen Ken, if you've seen the chopper, please ring in and tell us.
The chopper's a car.
Oh shit! What kind of car is it?
Some Dodge, I think. I don't know. He's dead. I think he's dead.
Oh my god, he's dead. Anyway, moving on. It's the Madhouse rating system.
Yeah, and Ken would want us to carry on as normal.
Of course he would, eh? What's this all about? So, here we go. We got first up, we have, as always, it is tension and suspense.
The film
Yes.
has some great pacing.
Pace.
The start is a little slow, but it's all part of the plan. The phone calls that come in from Ken Loney and the Sunshine Chopper really do a great job of bringing the action into this one location where the film's taking place.
Yeah.
He has some pretty brutal descriptions of victims, one of which has lost his hands in some horrible way and just stumps, but is still alive, unable to move because of all of his broken bones. The fact that these parts are described and not shown really puts the horror in your own head,
Yes.
putting the tension you feel on par with those in the studio.
Yes. And Ken's the only one who's down there in the thick of it.
Yeah, he's the way of us knowing what's happening.
Yeah, because the other three, we're all trapped in a radio station. You know, what's going on? You know, Mazzy thinks it's a hoax.
He does for a bit, yeah.
He thinks they're yanking his chain,
Yeah,
tickling his pickle.
pulling his leg. Frying his Frankfurter. Is that one or did I just make that up?
Don't know, but now I really want a hot dog.
The fact that this virus spreads from words is a fantastic new way of looking at the infection genre.
Yes.
The tension that comes from it is also on point as we are watching Grant Mazzy, a man whose whole career and persona is his voice and communicating through audio. Now he has to face the fact that the one thing he is great at could kill him or the people around him. Tension and suspense in this film are fantastic in general, and I think the biggest reason is the unknown. We know as much as the main characters know, and we learn more when they do. In most films, we're watching from a godlike perspective of knowing more than the people within the film, and that can cause its own tension in other ways. What this type of film does is it puts you kind of in the story, like you're still observing, but you're on a more personal level, and that makes the stakes feel higher.
Yeah, it's like shit. We're listening to this, how it's going.
Yeah, like War of the Worlds on the radio.
Yeah.
So I would give it a star.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorted.
Okay, next up we have gore and visual effects.
Affected a Dex.
Deck.
Sorted you. There's barely any gore to speak of.
No.
To be honest, most of the gore in this film is described either by reports that come in or over the phone. Laurel Ann has a good old splatter all over the sound booth. She smashes her head against the glass a lot and bashes her face in pretty well before she launches a classic chunky vomit comet all over the place. Can you think of any more actual gore?
No, I think that's the only part, but the way that they've done her face and how her mouth's all slit open.
Yeah.
When she's been chewing on the electrical
But
shit.
your makeup crew had one job.
Yeah, I know, but they
I bet they
nailed it.
really worked on it.
Yeah, they
For
nailed
visual
it.
effects, it does quite a lot in terms of not showing us too much. It's very much a less is more thriller type setup.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it relies on
Words.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the good old what you don't see is sometimes scarier than what you do.
Exactly. Could have a French Canadian living next door.
What's with the French Canadians? It's been done a lot, this kind of thing, but it could be brilliant when it's done well. And I think Pontypool is done well.
Yes.
I was impressed with it. It can be difficult to create decent gore or monsters and visually realistic things, or at least impressive effects. but it's probably just as hard to make a decent horror film without using any of it.
I think that is the key to it.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they've actually done a very good horror film with just using words, basically.
Yeah, and it's like losing a big crutch. In this genre, you rely on jump scares or gore or lots of different things to creep you out that are sometimes done in a cliched way, and they've just avoided everything and done it their way.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to be deciding if it has a point for gore and visual effects. Do you do it for lack of in the right situation?
Oh, I don't know. I'm torn.
I think they were going for something specific that they did quite well. I don't want to give them a full star for gore and visual effects because there was barely any. They got one bit of gore, which they did well, but it was a smidge.
Okay.
And
dusting.
Yeah.
It was a light dusting of gore.
Dusting and gore and the avoidance of too many visual effects. But visual effects can mean camera work and everything else. They did amazingly. I mean, I think half a star.
Yeah, they did the snow well. That's a visual effect, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah. Talk about more of that in our Christmas special.
Yes.
In about 2 months.
Well, let's go half star then.
Okay, yeah.
Just, for Laurel Ann's face.
Yes.
After she got cut up.
Yeah. Well, her makeup was alright beforehand. I guess that counts as makeup.
Yeah.
So.
Well done.
Alright, 1.5.
Right.
Out of 2.
Okay, 1.5 out of 2. Right, okay. Next up, we have, I believe it is, I think, Performance.
So did you know that
No.
Stephen McHattie was nominated for the Best Actor Award at the prestigious Genie Awards, whatever they are.
Oh, yes.
It was also nominated for Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay, but that's not relevant to this section. Stephen was incredible.
What else has he been in?
He's, I don't know, stuff.
Okay.
He's a man blessed with a velvety, cool voice that most people can't even fake. Nope, can't do it.
No.
I don't know what else he's been in. Do you know anything?
No. Jimmy's Deep Bath.
Jimmy's what?
Deep Bath.
Deep Bath.
Yeah. Alan Partridge.
Okay.
Jimmy's.
I just
Full
remember
Sink.
I've had a Scotch egg. And that type of stuff. Anyway, it's a small cast with only 3 main characters that all did very well.
Yep.
Lisa Hull was fantastic in her role as Sydney. Sydney started off fighting with Grant, but they figured out how to make it work together as the situation unfolded. That transition felt natural and not forced. So that's a job well done by both of them.
Yeah.
Stephen and Lisa really bounced off each other really well. They're married
Because they were
obviously.
bouncing off each other very well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Giggity.
Yeah, they're married. So they're probably bumping uglies.
Yes, are you a mind reader? Because I was just going to say bumping uglies.
What I've got written is they're clearly close. And probably practice lines together, and looking by him, probably take a few lines together.
Yes.
And they work together very well. It's pretty unreal.
Yeah.
Georgina Riley, who plays Laurel Ann, is apparently not the same actress in the Scary Movie spoof films of the early noughties. That's who I thought she was the whole time. And please, look at both of them. I still think I might be wrong in my research and thinking they're not the same people. But they look exactly the same.
They look a little... I think I know who you're talking about now.
Just not just a little bit. They better be sisters with different surnames brought up in different countries and like separated at birth because...
Right. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I haven't seen Scary Movie films for a while, but there you go.
Well, yeah, why would you?
Don't know. Because I like topical humour from the early noughties.
Well, they should all be burnt. Get all the VHS up of the Scary Movie and put them in a pile and burn them.
But Georgina Riley, what's her name? Georgina Riley
was great
and impressive it was the smallest of the 3 main roles, so she had less room to shine in general.
Yeah.
But she was great as our first real exposure to a person infected with word syndrome thing.
I think, do you know what? Dr. Mendes should get a little bit of a mention on this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a bit wacky.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? He was a bit...
You get the Wacky Award.
Yeah, he got the... Yeah, definitely. Because he came across the, like...
There's no UPK award in this.
No.
Either. So that's a Wacky Award.
Wacky Award. Because he was a bit... Like... He's supposed to be a doctor, but then he came off quite a little bit zany, didn't he? I don't know whether that was his... whether he was supposed to be like that.
I think he was like...
Comic relief?
Yeah, but you know those scientists who shit is going down and it's terrible,
Yeah.
but also it's really interesting and exciting from a scientific point of
Oh,
view.
yes. Yeah.
I think
He's
that
just
was him.
excited. Yeah,
He's like,
he's very excited.
Oh shit, this is hard, look at what is happening. What
That's
accent was she
very
doing?
racist.
What? I was trying to do French.
Oh.
He was German, wasn't he? Armenian.
No, Armenian, yeah.
Where the hell's Armenia?
I don't know.
Armenia.
Don't know.
Stop
Eastern Europe?
saying words. Don't know. Anyway, in his accent, he was very excited. I did not like the singing group.
No.
It seemed forced and out of place.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to make sense. There could easily have been a different guest or guests, and the story would have been exactly the same.
Yeah.
You could have one guest who started acting a bit odd, and Grant would still have been just as pissed off that he had to interview this mundane person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could be like fucking Bob from down the street with his
Yeah.
bottle top collection.
Yeah, or his new window cleaning service or something that small time radios talk about.
Marjorie and a collection of edible knickers.
Yeah, and that piece of toast that came out with a face that looks a bit like Jesus.
Held by Marjorie, who's apparently now blacked up.
Yeah. Why did they black anyone up in this film? I don't get it. It was just like... Maybe they consulted you and you were like, yeah, French Canadians, they're all racist. So you're like, oh, okay, well, let's be true to life.
They are a little bit.
Are they?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right, we'll get to the story.
Go on, what are you saying for performance?
A star,
Yes.
apart from the sing group. Although they played really pointless, racist addition to a film characters really well.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah,
We will
star for
send-
that.
Okay, so that's 2.5 stars so far. Next up is musical score and the sound effects.
Okay, so the soundtrack was written by Claude Foizet.
Oh.
Or Foizet, who cares? A man who has had a huge career in music. He has worked with the Cirque du Soleil. If you can name a US TV network, then he has probably worked for them or still does.
ABC.
I don't have the list here.
HBO.
I said probably, I'm not confirming any.
Oh. I thought it was a game.
No, it's not a Jimmy quiz. Or Jizz for short. He has scored over 200 films or TV episodes. The film literally starts off with nothing but Grant Massey's deep, awesome voice describing the missing cat, Honey, and the origin of the town name, Pontypool. Pontypool, And there's just a sound wave of his voice flickering away. There's a low synth noise droning away behind it. It's pretty cool. Obviously, we get a lot of radio noise playing in the background when they have breaks in their show. When Mazzy is on the radio, there's usually that droning synth again, some well-written and played minor piano plays through some of the other scenes with a bit more emotion. The score in general is an exceptionally well-written score as a piece of music. It's great. It's not an in-your-face horror score. It's not the Exorcist or Halloween-y type catch you with a hook
Yeah.
score. It's the type of soundtrack that sits there and does its job without outshining anything else about the film. Like it's sewn into the rest of the film.
Yes.
It's all sewn together to give one big effect and it all works really well. That was the point of the soundtrack, I think.
Yeah. Lovely.
So I'd give it a star.
Fuck.
On a side note, though, The questionable song sang by Lawrence and the Arabians is called The Nefer the Desert and was also written, because I don't know if you remember the lyrics, but they were also very offensive.
Okay.
They were written by Tony Burgess as well.
Oh.
I begin to have my doubts about the credibility of Tony Burgess.
Nah.
Maybe he's French-Canadian.
Maybe.
Anyway, so I jumped to giving it a star, but I'm willing to go down to a half star as well.
I'm going to say half star.
Okay?
So we're at 3.
Yes, we are.
Right, we're
Well
coming in.
Counting.
Oh, I can do the counting. Right, we're coming in at the last one. The overall experience.
It's a good film.
Yes.
Great dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh premise.
Yeah.
A few missteps.
Whoa.
With a sing group.
Yeah.
And also, I think the Doctor was a bit of an explanation tool.
A bit of a tool.
An explanation tool.
Explanation
His job
tool.
was delivering
explain,
info to the characters and ourselves that I feel could have been in there. They'd already done the phone in. They'd already done the getting stuff through the computer. This is just a way of not doing the same again.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been a different, more imaginative way, but I don't know what it is.
This is 11 years ago, though.
Well, yes,
Got
got
to cast our
Stone
minds
Age where they're
back.
drawing it on a wall.
Yeah, I know, but
Like
it's evolved so much in these
What
11
has?
years.
Oh, you mean like social
movies.
media?
Yeah, social media, movies, storytelling.
Yeah. No, I don't buy it.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
So many good films in the 70s and 80s and 90s. I think storytelling has been good for a very long time.
Okay.
You just have off moments.
Okay.
I think he might have been an off moment. To be honest, I liked the character and his zaniness, as you said, but I do feel he was a bit of a telling, not showing. I was surprised that Laurel Ann, who was in the army and works in the sound studio, didn't think of using Morse code to attempt to contact people without using actual words.
Which is why I think she's a bit of a Betty bullshitter.
Yeah. So what we're doing? Oh, overall experience.
Yes.
What do you want to do? We're on 3 out of 5.
I really like it. I think it's a clever film. When I watched it when it came out like 10, 11 years ago, I thought, oh, okay, this is a different take on the zombie infection film.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
So are you giving it a star?
I'm going to give it a star.
All right, well, I will leave it as it is. 4
Okay.
out of 5 sounds good to me. All right, 4 out of 5, Pontypool.
Pontypool! Hey!
Okay, and that means that it's time for Jimmy's film choice, and we will get right round to that after this message from our sponsor. Drink Bug Fast. Right, we are back from our sponsor break, and Jimmy, are you ready with your film choice IMDb description?
Yes, I am. Now, this, I've got to say, is probably one of the best films I've ever seen.
Shit.
It's
That's a claim.
It is a claim, and I hope you'll agree. So I'm gonna read out the description.
I hate this bit.
When troubled musical prodigy Charlotte seeks out Elizabeth, the new star pupil of her former school, the encounter sends both musicians down a sinister path with shocking consequences.
Is it Carrie?
No, it's not.
They remade Carrie?
They have remade Carrie, yeah.
Okay, no.
But it's
Dunno.
not Carrie.
What is it?
Okay, it is a film called The Perfection, starring Alison Williams and Logan Browning.
Fair enough. Carrie's ballet, isn't it? Carrie.
Yeah, school dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close.
So,
Close.
this film came out in 2018. It's called The Perfection.
All right.
Literally, like, you could flick past this on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, you'd go, oh, that's shit. Like,
I've not heard of it.
Yeah. Oh. Like, you literally could judge this book by its cover and go, oh, this looks shit. I keep knocking that.
That's right, you're
But
excited.
then, for one day, right, it, I'm going to watch it. and honestly, it is one of the best horror films.
Is it a
if not,
Netflix original?
I don't think it is a Netflix original, but it is on Netflix. But it is such a good film.
Nice. I look forward to watching it.
You are gonna enjoy it.
There's a lot of gems on, like you say, on Netflix. You could scroll past a lot.
Literally
I've seen a
over
lot
the
of films.
yeah, like the last 5 years, they have made some. It's like there are some great horror films that don't rely on just all that gore and visual stuff. That really tell really good stories. I want to list them off, but I don't because it's part of the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I nearly said one then. I was like, no, don't, because I think I could choose it in the next 2 or 3.
Yeah,
but yeah, just trust us.
yeah. Well, they probably already know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who doesn't? You look for horror films, you find them, don't you? On Netflix.
Yeah.
On Prime. Prime's good for old.
Yeah, you get deep into Prime. There's some right obscure old stuff.
Some weird stuff that maybe even slipped under the radar in its day.
yeah. I'm thinking of a couple. Yeah.
Are we sorted?
Yeah.
Are we finished?
Yes.
Can't remember what score we gave it. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. We should probably go back sometime and get all the ratings and literally write them down so we know what.
I keep meaning to do it. I also, while you're on that, I want to say, I want to introduce something that we've done once before. Retrospective.
Yes, okay.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone gets one, yeah.
Yeah, we've done it with Hereditary.
Yes.
And we changed it from a 6 out of 5 to a 5 out of 5.
Yes.
Because it's a great film.
Yeah.
But we got carried away.
Yes.
We
got
think.
We got caught up in it.
Yeah. Also, we gave Train half a star out of 5. Yeah?
Yeah.
And we couldn't believe we hadn't given it at least 1 for gore.
Yeah.
Because the gore was brilliant. So.
Yes.
Retrospective, I don't know what we should call it.
We should call it Everyone Gets a 1.
Everybody gets 1.
Everybody gets 1, yeah.
All right.
Everybody gets 1.
So
say it like that though. Everybody gets 1.
Everybody gets 1. You get 1. You get 1.
Everybody gets 1.
So I just wanted to put that out there. I do think we should probably think about Train again, even if it's just a 1 out of 5.
Let's boost it up to 1 out of 5 then. We could do it.
Okay. But you don't do it ever again. Do you know what I mean?
Or no, you can't do the same film twice.
Yeah. We can give it a rating.
Yeah.
Then we can have a mulling period.
Yeah.
And then we can change it. But because it just becomes a complete farce if we can change it all the time.
Basically,
sit on it,
we
sleep
fucked
on
up
it.
the first time round.
Yeah.
So let's go back and sort it out.
Yeah. It will call it also a sleep on it rating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done. Let's
yes, we're done.
end this.
Romeo done.
Who?
Don't worry, keep going.
Don't know what you said, but I'll listen to it on the playback. We're done. Thanks for listening once again. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, which is what you're using right now, so you don't need to tell you what it is. And we will see you next time for the next episode of the Madhouse Podcast. Yeah! Love you! So, why do you hate French Canadians?
Oh, no.
Come on!
No.
I really want to know.
No.
Alright, I'll press stop recording and then tell me, yeah?
You'll find out.
I've stopped recording now, you can tell me.
It'll come out one day, don't worry.
What was the other thing? What was the other thing I was going to get out of you?
Next episode, we'll start with why I don't like the French Canadians.
Okay. That'd be fun.